Are you ready to reclaim joy in your life? Why joy? Why now? Welcome to Joy Rules with me, Lorelei, your joy guru. While the world looks like it's at a breaking point, burnout, stress, isolation, and overwhelm dominate the headlines. Within all this, there's a longing for something deeper, something that heals beyond the mind. Joy fuels health, sparks expansive thought, aligns us spiritually, and connects us to one another. Join me as I weave astrology, intuition, and modern psychology to ignite your soul's highest alignment. Each week, I sit down with luminous guests who embody joy as a spiritual path, a creative force, and a way of life. So take a deep breath, open your heart, and let's dive into the joy. Because when joy rules, transformation becomes inevitable. Hello, my playmates for the soul. Every one of these shows, I've done 6 shows now since I started this in October. And for everyone, I feel like a kid in a candy store. And all the, Barbara Streisand used to throw up before performances. I don't know if she still does that, but I figured because, you get I get these rumblings in my stomach, and all it is excitement. I think it's anxiety, but it's really not. It's excitement. So welcome to Joy Rules, where every conversation is a soul celebration. We'll get into that in a minute. But first, my 2-minute or so cosmic weather update, the state of the universe. I have 3 cats, by the way. They may make an appearance. So the first thing I want to say, and why the mountain goat is behind me, is because we have lots of Capricorn energy now. This is the day after Christmas. Hope you are all blessing the holidays, making connections with family, healing old stuff. The universe is so set up for that. So Capricorn is the mountain goat. And right now, the sun, which is the current consciousness of all of us, Venus, what we value, what we love, what we appreciate, and Mars, what drives us, what moves us forward, what compels us to take action, are all in the GSD sign of Capricorn. Get stuff done, or that other word, I don't know if I can use that. I'll have to figure that out. But it's like you can get a lot of stuff done when stuff is in Capricorn. Achieving and accomplishing can be the big business goal, or it can just be, wow, I really honored my schedule today. I was able to do this on time and that on time. Capricorn, yes, it's all about what defines us. So the house, the car, the money, but the higher, the more spiritual interpretation of Capricorn is the quote from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And get this, how you can't make this stuff up. So today the sun is in Capricorn, as I said, and Venus and Mars, and the moon, which is the mood of all of us, wherever the moon is, tends to reflect the mood of the public. And the moon is in Pisces, which is the sign of the dreamer and idealistic and spiritual and compassionate and forgiving and kind. Guess what? Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a Capricorn sun with a moon in Pisces. So the universe has really set us up today for this quote, which is, use me, God. Show me how to take who I am, who I can be, and what I can do, and use it for a purpose greater than myself. That is really the mastery of Capricorn. Yes, it's all that stuff that defines us. People with Capricorn energy often have the big house until they get that really doesn't define them. And for many of us, a lot of that's crumbled over the last few years, for sure. We're in a crescent moon now. So you'll see that beautiful fingernail moon in the sky. That's the phase. There are 8 phases of the moon, and each of you are born in one of the phases of the moon. New, full, disseminating, balsamic, whatever. And that tends to be another way to understand your personality and how you're wired. When the moon is a crescent moon, we're moving out of the new moon energy. For the last couple of days, it's been dark. You may have been more internal. Interesting that is Christmas, because there is this kind of more internal energy when the moon is new. Now it's crescent moon, and you, whatever seeds you planted at the new moon, at the crescent moon, you get to decide if you're going to continue to move forward, because there's more dark in the sky now than there is light. And so it's moving through old patterns. Usually all kinds of old stuff can come up. And again, if you take a step, the universe will take a step and meet you there. So here we are under this beautiful energy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And my luminous guest today in the nest is my good friend, Terra Abundance. And welcome to the show, sweetie. It's so wonderful to share with you in this format.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, and it's interesting because Tara and I both go to Unity North, this wonderful Unity Church in Marietta, Georgia, where it's where we met, and we would often sort of see each other, and there would be this instant kind of connection. And then one day coming out, I don't know who was coming out of the ladies' room, you or me, but we actually in front of the elevator had a conversation, and come to find out, she's a Taurus born on my granddaughter's birthday, May 7th, with a Libra moon, and I'm a Libra with a Taurus moon. Here's the point. Those kinds of connections, when you have a sun moon connection with someone else, no matter who they are, whether they're your biological family or not, they can feel like family. You can hang together. There's an initial sort of comfort. So, and you know what I thought about today, Tara? It's so interesting when I asked you the other day, like, what would be the word? What would be if you had just a couple minute message to give the world, and you said it would be all about connection, right?
Yes,
Well, Venus is connection, and Venus
absolutely.
is the planet of Taurus and Libra. So I think we'll jump in right there.
I love it. I love it. And I love that when we made our connection, it was so instant and it really does feel like family. I don't feel like I can make any mistakes around you.
Yeah.
I feel like you're just going to accept me for who I am.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing I wanted to share with all of you, and you've heard me say this before, and I'll be saying it many times, every relationship that we have has an astrological signature. The two charts, the computer comes up with the midpoint of the two charts, and that is the energy of the relationship.
Right.
So in my relationship with Tara, our sun, she's a Taurus, I'm a Libra. The sun of our relationship is Cancer, which is family and comfort and feeling at home with someone. And our moon is Leo, which is
Yo.
joy.
Yes,
And you have a joy boy in your house. Well, how
I
many
do.
planets in Leo?
I do. He's got 4 planets in Leo, I believe. Yep.
Yeah.
He is
So the
definitely
universe blessed you with so much joy, right?
well, and
At a
we
time in life that was, as you put it, later in life.
later in life. Yeah, I had him when I was 43 and I did not realize I thought my south node and north node were reversed, but come to find out my south node is in Leo and that like you shared with me that's the joy sign. I came in
Yeah.
joy. Like I really really feel like my life has just been, even through the hard times, I somehow seem to find the joy in the lesson at some
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. And one of the things you said the other day was, joy in those small moments,
Yeah.
whatever that is, like when you and Michael were cooking. I was telling
Yes.
someone this. And,
Yes.
today I put on one thing and I said, would this bring you joy, Lorelei? I heard your voice, hearing my voice
Yes. So
say,
will this bring you joy to make this sauce, this special sauce that, yes, it would. Even though it's time consuming, it would bring me joy to make this sauce. I immediately thought of you and I said it to Michael and he said, "I love that. Would this bring me joy?" Like every single moment we have that opportunity.
yeah.
That's
So,
so fun.
so when we were talking the other day, and I'm loving the way this is unfolding my show. This is in
Mhm.
terms of, because my intention is, and I have a connection call with every guest. My intention is really to marry some of the energy of the guest with what's going on in the heavens.
Yes.
So Tara has Capricorn energy in her chart, what's called the rising sign. I've always called it the interview personality because my background's personnel. The persona, it's who you are when you come to the front door of your
Yeah.
world. That's your rising sign. And that's where the time is needed. But there's so much data even without the time.
Yeah.
So Capricorn rising, and right now during this show, Taurus is rising, and Tara's a
Oh,
Taurus.
interesting.
So the earth energy. But again, one of my intentions is to really showcase the guest based on how they're wired. So here you are, gentle in the sense of the Taurus Libra, because Libra and Taurus are Venus. They want to get
Yep,
along, they don't want to
yep.
fight, they don't want to confront. And yet you came in with the planet of communication and Venus, your ruler, Venus, both in Aries, which is the warrior, which is combat, which is, as I said the other day to you, lead follower, get out of my way.
That's
So
it.
how have you blended? Because I see all of that in you and I see it very balanced. I'm sure there are times when you don't, but
For the most part, I love that question because I'm in my 50s now. So it's like I can really reflect back on a life well lived.
mm,
And what I can say is that growing up, I didn't know how to balance those energies. I was either peaceful or, like you said, get out of
or
my
raging.
way. I was raging. And my parents didn't know how to handle it. I'm the extrovert external processor in a family of introvert internal processors.
Interesting.
And I love my family. We're very close, but I was like a sore thumb in the middle of, whatever.
The
I just
bull in the china shop, as they
I was
say.
the bull in the china shop, and it's very easy to say that, and my parents, if they when they watch this, they'll be laughing because they'll say, "Oh yeah." um but what now that I've had a kid and I'm in my, like, relax age, is the best way to put it. I don't have to try to figure as much out.
Yeah.
I am really able to sink more into me and how I want to be in the world as opposed to my codependent nature of trying to figure out how everybody else wants me to be in the world.
Which is a Libra quality. And, my whole thing about the joy comes
Yeah.
when we really accept these shadow, less attractive, unconscious parts of us, right?
Yeah,
And we integrate them, and then we want to share who we are with, then that's where the joy comes from.
that's right.
So in many people that they would stay there. They would either
Right.
be, no confrontation or, but again, since you came in with a Libra moon and your progressed moon in Libra now, to
Yes.
really find balance between anything,
Yeah.
like what, balance between this and that,
Yep.
salty and sweet, or,
Yes.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because, and you know this, but just for the audience, what we don't accept and love in ourselves, we're going to project onto others.
Yep.
And then we're going to have the energy appear to be about them,
Yeah.
which it's not. And Libra is the sign of Libra is, oh, yes, I want to please.
Yeah.
But it's also the ambassador. It's also the diplomat.
Yeah.
And I've seen that in you many times.
I love that. Yeah, and it makes me really think about how that hasn't worked in the past for me because I'm a vocal. I mean, for one thing, I'm a Taurus, so I'm ruled by the throat. And I'm a
Mhm.
singer, and I've been doing that since I was a little kid. I've been on stage since I was about 6 years old. And when I was younger and trying to figure things out about myself, I would be so loud and just like at the top of my lungs, just saying, "You're not listening to me." It didn't feel like people heard me. And what I understand now is that the way I communicate is kind of swirly, and sometimes it's very direct and very clear, and sometimes it's very spacey because I channel and I connect to other beings, and I can tune in different ways. And so sometimes the words that are coming out of my mouth are a lot of information, like all kinds of information in one little chunk.
Mhm.
And people are like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, slow down. I can't keep up with where you're going right now because I can't even understand what you just said." So finding that balance within me and being able to like pull back the reins a little bit,
Yeah.
take some deep breaths, slow myself down. And it's been beautiful. I mean, I don't know if it's this year being a 9 year or what's going on. Like you said, my progressed moon, there's so many things going on in my own chart, but this year has been really amazing for me.
Mhm.
And I understand myself better right now than I think I ever have.
Well, and I would say, again, to put the technicality aside of the progressed moon being in Libra, which is the moon you were born under, it's like when that happens every 30 years, we have the opportunity, and this is, I think, what's going on with you from what you've shared with me, to become more conscious of our unconscious.
That's it.
Like to be really conscious of the Libra energy,
Yeah,
and we've had so many conversations
I
about that.
know.
And this is one of the lessons that I've been learning around Libra energy. When I'm willing, and tell me what you think about this. We didn't talk about this, but it's coming
Mhm.
up right now. Thanks, Holy Spirit.
Sure.
Um, when I'm willing to stand in the middle of what appears to be a conflict or a confrontation without bending over backwards to please others with the intention to create balance, harmony, and peace,
Yes. Yeah.
right? That's kind of
Oh,
the high level of Libra energy. It's
it
like
is.
because Libra wants to cave, in some way instead of
Mhm.
standing for
Right.
equality or all those things that
Right.
Libra represents.
Yeah, and I would let the Libra part of me kind of dictate my choices a lot of times. And what I understand now is I think maybe I'm owning the Capricorn rising a lot more
Mm,
this year. Um, and I've not really, it's been one of those things that I kind of passingly recognize, but this year you've helped me a lot claim it more and to be able to be more diplomatic and let the Libra and the Taurus work together with the Capricorn, and
yeah,
there's all these other parts of us that are involved as well. I've been working a lot this year with the gene keys and
right.
and human design. And so I've really been owning aspects of myself and recognizing like where the shadows live and how they show up and what are the gifts in reflection of those shadows. And
Yeah,
so this year, another thing that's been happening is that I've been able to give myself permission to notice the shadow without judgment,
yes.
or
Oh,
without beating myself up about it.
I'm so glad you said that because, as you know, I'm a student of A Course in Miracles and judgment. And it's so interesting to talk about judgment with three planets in Capricorn now
Right.
because I mean, judgment is this is hot, this is cold, this is good, this is
Yep.
bad, this is black, this is white. But the judgment, what I'm getting better at is I talked about this with Lina too on the last show. We know about this moment is the only moment we have, right?
Right.
Being present to the power of the moment, whether we love the moment or hate the moment. But I'm
Exactly.
getting really good at when I don't like the moment of not judging it and going,
Right.
okay, you really want to get out of this. But instead of that, Lorelei, just be present to what
Yes.
is right now
Yes.
and don't judge it, don't attach to it, and don't resist it.
Yes.
Taurus is the most resistant of all the signs in
We're
the
gonna put those
zodiac.
horns in and we're gonna keep pushing.
And it works. It's
Yep.
like, oh my gosh, when I'm present to what is, then what is either in other words, then there's joy in the what is. Like you were saying,
Right.
even if it's a moment that feels like suffering,
Yep.
I can find the essence of me in that.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. And for some reason, I don't even know why, but whenever I did that with the horns, it made me think of my Chinese zodiac animal, which is the boar. And
Yeah.
so,
You're a bore too? So
are
am I.
you?
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Stop it. We just learned something new.
Yes. Look at that.
I'm in awe right now. Let's see the cosmic laughter right now is
Really?
happening. That is wild. So I've got like all these horns and tusks, and I can come across as really intense. And I can also be incredibly gentle and hold
Yes.
space and create, a peaceful environment for myself and everyone around me. But I have to find that in here first. And so, because I have this tendency to kind of like just dive in and push, that's also in my gene keys. Go figure. It's all about force. My shadow and two of my gene keys is force, and what the gift is majesty, or that's the city, that's like the highest gift. And majesty, what I'm starting to understand, because I just met somebody who has this in another location in their gene keys, is about stillness.
Mm.
And so force versus stillness, and that's really about like I think about the Taurus versus the Libra, you know, like
Yeah.
really just finding that within myself and trusting that it's going to get there as opposed to me feeling like I have to push it there.
But it's interesting when you said diving in and then pushing, because the diving in would be the Aries part of you.
Oh,
Taurus
that
does
makes
not
sense.
dive in.
Sure.
Taurus
That
is
makes
like,
sense.
is this going to be comfortable if I dive in here? But the pushing is Taurus.
Yes, right.
That's the persistence. And
Right.
it's like Taurus energy to me is kind of like a tank. Like it
Yes.
goes in one and then it takes it forever to change, but when it get out of the way, right?
Yeah, because once I decide to make a change, by God, it's going to happen.
Yeah,
And everybody who knows me and who's known me for any extended period of time, especially when I'm driven to do something, I'm going to figure it out. There's
yeah,
always that. And so anytime somebody's working with me, they're going to realize that at some point, if I haven't figured it out, just give me a minute
yeah,
because I will. I will
yeah,
figure it out, or I'll decide it's not for me.
yeah,
This is not
yeah,
for
yeah,
me. I need to stop trying to figure this out.
yeah. Yeah, it's so interesting because um, the more we give expression to all these parts of us, which I like to call your cast of characters,
Yes.
as I was telling you, I sit around a round table, I visualize a round table with these significant parts of me, my Cancer rising, my Libra sun, my Mars in Leo. And
Right.
and I'm developing conversation because everybody wants to be heard, right?
That's
We
right.
all want to be heard, we want to be
Yep.
seen, we want to be loved, and we're here to give that in return. So in
Oh, I
these
like that.
remaining minutes, talk about your credo, which is be you out loud.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of reasons that comes to for me. You know, that happen that phrase for me is how I live my life. And it's how I've always lived my life, but I've learned how to do it in kinder, gentler ways over the years. And when I first started using that phrase, it was probably about, I don't know, 20 years ago. Long before I had my son, or even knew that he would be a part of my life. Having him has definitely helped me gentle myself a little bit. But be you out loud. I used to have a website and a YouTube channel that I called Terra Out Loud. And it was basically just me sharing things that I've learned through life. I've written a book called The Butterfly Process: Tools for Transformation, and I love to share tools with people. I've been a voice teacher for multiple years. I've been singing most of my life. All of that for me is about getting your voice out into the world, but even more is understanding like your high heart. This is I'm going to go into just a brief
Oh, I'm
little
so, yeah, do
explanation.
that because I looked it up and
So the high heart, what I call the bridge, a lot of people don't recognize the high heart as a chakra, but it's the space right around here, between the heart chakra and the throat chakra. And it's basically the bridge between your heart chakra, which is your passion and how you want to be in the world, how you would love to be or experience in the world, and your throat chakra, which is how you get that out into the world, whether you through voice or through any other modes, just like how you express yourself in the world.
Mm.
And when you have a blockage or an energy stuckness in your high heart, it's hard to get the passion out into the world. So I've been living with this wide open high heart, which is also known by Toltec masters as the assemblage point. It's basically our directional point in the world. It's the part that keeps us like moving forward. And so when I live from that high heart space and I allow my passion to come through and out into the world
Mm.
through my expression, then I'm being me out loud. And
So
so
is it below the throat?
it's below the throat, it's right at the collarbone. It's basically right where the
Okay.
what is that?
The
uh
thymus.
the thymus, where you
Yeah.
kind of tap it to bring your immune system, make your immune
Hmm.
system stronger. So it's right around the thymus gland, and it basically emanates out from you as part of your field. It's what helps create your
Mm.
field. And so if it's out and open, people are going to know who you are. But if it's kind of closed off and shut down, people are going to have a harder time knowing you.
So what would be an affirmation or a mantra to speak to that part of that high heart part of us? In the moment, just what would you
If I were
suggest?
gonna do it, I would probably do some EFT. I would do some tapping, and I would move through a process around, uh, today I choose to be me out loud.
Ah,
Something to that effect. Or I would say, even though I'm struggling with how to be myself out loud, I completely love and accept myself.
yes,
And then as you're going through the cycle, move towards today I choose to be me out loud. You
love
know?
that.
Yeah, that would be
So
it
that, so
off the
living
cuff.
that be you out loud is connected to the high heart. And
I believe so. That's the way I visualize it.
yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah,
And it's
because
so
basically
interesting.
if you're not being you out loud, there's something blocking that.
Yes,
If you're trying to please everyone or you're trying to figure out who you are and you're struggling with that, is because you haven't really listened to your heart,
yes,
which is telling you who you want to be in the world,
yeah,
and then letting that be expressed out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to so many more adventures with you. I mean, you and I and our core team at Unity North, we have this wonderful women's circle that we've co-created. You are such a master. I was reading the minutes from the meeting yesterday, and I thought, and I was thinking of your astrological makeup, the Aries, but again, I'm so honored and grateful and joyful to be on this journey with you and all its twists and turns and rabbit holes
Me too.
and it's just been an absolute joy. And I love you so much, my sweet
Thank
soul
you.
sister.
I love you too. Thank you so much, Lorelei.
Namaste and see you Sunday.
Yes, ma'am.
Until we connect, my friends, I wish you blue skies, green lights, and lucky stars. Thank you for listening to Joy Rules with me, Lorelei Robbins, your joy guru. If this episode sparked something in you, don't keep joy to yourself. Share and spread the light. Tune in the second and fourth Friday of the month at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, right here on Transformation Talk, where together we reclaim joy as the foundation for transformation. To dive deeper, visit me at joyrules.com. And remember, joy isn't optional, it's essential. And visit joyrules.com for lots more joy. Until next time, keep choosing joy and join the joy revolution. And until we connect, I wish you blue skies, green lights, and lucky stars.